So today in this class we learn about the water resources of Karnataka, and the rivers of Karnataka have been divided into two groups. That is, they are east flowing rivers and the west flowing rivers. Okay, Krishna, Kaveri, Pennar and Palar, they are called as the east flowing rivers. They flow eastwards and join the Bay of Bengal. So now let us know about river Krishna. Okay. River Krishna, it is the second longest river in South India, and it takes birth in Mahabaleshwar and flows 1392 kilometers eastwards and joins the Bay of Bengal. But it flows only 480 kilometers through Karnataka. And its tributaries of Krishna are Ghataprabha, Malaprabha, Bhima and Tungabhadra. Okay. Ghataprabha, Malaprabha, Tungabhadra and Bhima are the tributaries of Krishna. Okay. And it is said that irrigation and hydroelectric power generation from this river has benefited the people in the north Karnataka. Now we'll know about river Kaveri. River Kaveri is the most important river of Karnataka, and it is also known as Dakshina Ganga. It originates at Talakaveri, that is in the Kodagu district, and flows about 804 km through Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and flows eastwards and joins the Bay of Bengal. Understood? Kaveri, the most important river of Karnataka, takes birth in Talakaveri, and that is in Kodagu district, and flows 804 km through Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and flows eastwards and joins the Bay of Bengal. And they say that it flows only about 380 kilometers in Karnataka. And river Kaveri is been joined by many tributaries, that is Hemavati, Harandi, Lokapavani, Shimsha, Lakshmana Tirtha, Kapila, okay, Bhavani. These are some of the tributaries that join the river Kaveri. Okay, and this river Kaveri is the most useful for agriculture, power generation, and for drinking water supply. Further, river Kaveri splits into two places and forms two islands in Karnataka. One is at Shivanasamudra, where she plunges as a Gaganachukki and Barachukki and creates an island at Srirangapatna, that is near Mysore. Okay. The other one is at Srirangam, that is in Tamil Nadu. This river Kaveri, is the most useful for agriculture, power generation, and for drinking water supply. Okay. Now this Pennar and Palar also, they rises through the district of Kolar, okay, and Tumkur, and it flows to the Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu and reaches to the Bay of Bengal. So west flowing rivers, many rivers rise in Malnad region, that is some of the west flowing rivers like Sharavati, Kali, Netravati, Varahi. So these rivers, they take birth in the Malnad region and they flow westwards and join the Arabian Sea. And these west flowing rivers, they flow down steep slopes and create waterfalls. And these west flowing rivers also help in producing the hydroelectric power. And one of the most famous waterfall, that is Jog Falls, that is found in Shivamogga. It is the highest waterfall in India. Okay. And other important waterfalls that you find in Karnataka are Gokak, that is on the Ghataprabha. Next you have Chunchanagatti, Shimsha, Gaganachukki, Barachukki on the river Kaveri. So these are some of the waterfalls of Karnataka. Discuss about irrigation in Karnataka. What is irrigation? Artificial supply of water for agriculture is called irrigation. This is very essential for the development of agriculture in place where the distribution of rainfall is uneven and irregular. And It has been an ancient practice. This irrigation, that is artificial supply of water for agriculture, it has been practiced from the ancient period in Karnataka in farming, okay, through the different source of irrigation, okay. And the main source of irrigation, as you all know, are wells, canals and tanks, okay. And even in the earlier days, wells were dug in villages for the purpose of irrigation, and later on the practice of constructing the canals have started, and even and now you could see the big tanks are also being started in order to save water from the small rivers. The wells dug in Kalburgi district during the 11th century, the Tungabhadra canal of the time of the Vijayanagara Empire, and Vanivilas Sagar and the Krishnaraja Sagar dam constructed by the Mysore kings. These are the milestone in the development of the irrigation in Karnataka. Okay. At present, you could see both the river water and the underground water is being used for irrigation. And it says that nearly around 26.2% of the cultivable land is using this is under the irrigational facility in Karnataka. Okay. And Karnataka occupies 9th position with regard to the irrigation. And Raichur district records, it says that it has the largest area under canal irrigation. So what is canal irrigation? It is an artificial supply which is being constructed in order to carry the water. Okay. So Raichur records that is that it has a large area under the canal irrigation. Even tank irrigation is a maximum in Shimoga district, and they say that Belagavi district has the maximum well irrigation facilities. And in recent time, the number of tube wells has also been increased. Okay. And when the land under irrigation is taken for consideration, Belagavi district occupies the first position, and in contrast, Kodagu district occupies the last position. The main canal project of the state are Krishnaraja Sagara, Tungabhadra, Hemavati, Kabini, Harangi, Vanivilas Sagar, Alamatti, Malaprabha, Karanji and Bhadra project. So these are the main canal irrigation project of the state.